Mr. Ravi Kumar Nara. So, Mr. Ravi Kumar Nara, weathering many storms, rose to a most respectable human person in the spheres of a social service and business enterprise. Ravi Kumar Nara was bestowed with the fourth highest civilian award, Padma Shri, in the year 2014 by Government of India in recognition for his contribution to the growth of Indian industry. He is the first Dalit entrepreneur to be awarded Padma Shri from South India. Mr. Ravi Kumar is a member of National Task Force on Affirmative Action Committee of Confederation of India Industry, that is CII. Mr. Ravi, in association with the CII, organized vendor development meets, imparted skill enhancement and professional trainings to enhance professional competencies among the existing SC/ST entrepreneurs and skill enhancement programs for aspiring entrepreneurs towards elimination of manual scavenging. Mr. Ravi, under the aegis of DICCI and in coordination with Hyderabad Metropolitan Water Supply and Sewage Board, formulated a business model to merchandise the scavenging activity. The successful business model, which turned 70 scavengers into entrepreneurs who are now advocating to various state governments to imbibe the business model and attain manual scavenging free India. Fascinated by this model, Delhi state government promoted Delhi Jal Board to modernize the scavenging activity and thus offers the work to existing Safai Karmacharis only. In this way, about 200 Safai Karmacharis have soon to turn into entrepreneurs. And in this way, Mr. Ravi and his DICCI associates are relentlessly touring across the country to transform scavengers into entrepreneurs. Mr. Ravi induced agitated management system to execute professional sewage service executively by introducing preventive maintenance, safety precautions, professional management, and by facilitating the government department and has been made people friendly. By this, it is also benefited to government, public, as well as Safai Karmacharis for providing employment. Sir, it's a great work you are doing for the country, and all the best to you for the rest of the works. And now I request you to deliver your speech, sir.
Thank you, Mritula, for introducing me. And good afternoon, everybody. Uh, Today is a great day for the world to remember the liberation movement held under the dynamic leadership of Sri Nelson Mandela. His movement, we cannot call him just a civil rights movement or a freedom movement. It was a liberation movement for the enlightenment of the entire humanity. Therefore, the fight of Nelson Mandela was not confined to South Africa. It has a universal appeal and relevance. And we compare because in India, the Gautama Buddha, the spiritual leader who worked for the reforms in the Indian society, he was born rich and came out of the rich background and worked for the poorer section and worked for the societal needs. So similarly, Mr. Mandela is also from a royal, born in a royal family, but he was not confined to the comforts of the royal family, but he has made up his mind to fight against the injustice, against the apartheid, and to get the freedom for to liberate the entire African people from the uh, uh, clutches of the whites in the country. So when you go through the Nelson Mandela's life history, and he was on par with Mr. Oliver Tambo and Mr. Walter Isizulu, who like that. In a ideologically, he is a African nationalist and a socialist. And African National Congress, that is ANC, to lead the South African freedom struggle was formed in 1912 to work on the lines of the Indian National Congress. Mandela joined the ANC and being a follower of the Gandhian ways of resistance, but turned as a insurgent military leader after Sheffield massacre in 1960, in which 69 unarmed protesters were killed and 180 people badly injured. And Mandela became the first leader of military wing of ANC by name of Spear of the Nation in 1961. During 1960s, the ANC was engaged in targeting a sabotaging government facilities. In 1962, Mandela was arrested on the charges of sabotage and was sentenced for life along with Isizulu and others. He spent 28 years in prison, whereas the Gandhi spent 11 years. So the 28 uninterrupted period, that is so long period, the country, the nation, the international human kind has to learn that if a person is confined 28 years continuously, and definitely I think he has to have the mind changed. But instead of changing, the Nelson Mandela has increased his commitment. He never ever had a single doubt that the African struggle is not going to be successful. He has such a confidence in his leadership, and he has such a confidence on his ideology, and he has such a confidence on the people of African people who were supporting all his activities. So the commitment of Mr. Mandela is exemplary, and anybody who will learn about his history, and he'll be inspired by the commitment which he has. And even during 1970s and 80s, the ANC leadership in exile under Tambo continued the legacy of Mandela with support of the USSR. So these insurgency activities caused ANC to be classified as a terrorist organization by governments in South Africa and the Western countries, including the US and the UK. But with the end of the Cold War in 1991 and increasing pressure from the international community, the change of mind by the Western powers who were supportive of their white fraternity in South Africa and conciliatory tone of ANC changed the political landscape of South Africa. So State President FWD Clerk unbanned the ANC and other organizations on 2nd February 1990 and initiated the peace talks. The first black head of in South Africa is Nelson Mandela ji, and he was a fully elected representative in a democratic election. And he was focused on dismantling the legacy of apartheid and racism and racial cancellation. But he never tried to take a revenge against the whites. Instead, he tried to reform them. He tried to change their mindset, and he tried to rectify the mistakes done in the history. So in that way, he has governed the South Africa in a very befitting manner, being the first president, and he has paved the way for the African development, South African development, and he was a great inspiration to the entire world. And he's a statesman of highest order, and is a recipient of dozens of international honors. If you see his profile, I think he's the only person in the world who might have received such recognitions from the all the parts of the world. And he has abolished apartheid in 1994 and is still continuing. And one thing is there, he has followed the footsteps of Mr. Abraham Lincoln Mahatma Gandhi, and so many other people who has worked for the civil rights movement, including the uh, including the Martin Luther King. So in this way, the trend set by the Nelson Mandela is a great inspiration for the entire humankind. And even today, we are remembering him. And on the day of his birthday, and it shall be a great tribute for such a great personality. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for